The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Key insights. Have you ever wondered how to gain power? Or are you looking to maintain the power you already have? In The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, you will discover the secrets that people have been using for centuries to establish dominance over others. People in power must have the right appearance and use selective honesty to eliminate the doubt of their power and abilities. They do not leave your reputation to chance or gossip. It is your life's artwork, and you must craft it, hone it, and display it with the care of an artist. Robert Greene. Timing is everything when it comes to power, and leaders must have the ability to adapt to different circumstances. With these insights, find out more about how the laws of power can help you to gain the power you are destined to have. Key points. How to cultivate relationships. A leader in power should never be upstaged by someone below them. If that happens, a leader will be seen as weak and inadequate. Leaders should cultivate relationships with successful people only, as a misfortune can oftentimes be contagious and wreak havoc on a leader's role. To maintain power in your relationships, make people come to you when they want assistance. Never make the first move. It's important never to fully trust anybody. This includes friends and family. You must understand that as a leader, you are vulnerable. People want dominance too, so there is no guarantee that a friend or a family member won't betray you. Be wary of friends. They will betray you more quickly, for they are easily aroused to envy. They also become spoiled and tyrannical. But hire a former enemy, and he will be more loyal than a friend, because he has more to prove. In fact, you have more to fear from friends than from enemies. If you have no enemies, find a way to make them. Robert Greene. In our society, women are promoted to higher job positions less frequently than men. A reason for this could be their approach. Women tend to take action when they want a promotion by showing off their best qualities, talking to the hiring director and team members, and building trust. Men, however, take the more aloof approach and act as if they are too good for the position. Flattery and commitments. To gain power, you cannot make commitments to anyone around you. These commitments could hold you back. Flying solo will keep you open to take the best course of action for your personal development at the right time. But that doesn't mean that you should isolate yourself. If you isolate yourself, you will lose loyal followers and interest. In order to seek help from the people around you, it is best to make situations relevant to their lives at that given time. Or, in other words, don't rely on past victories or vague future goals to gain you followers. Appeal to people's present situations. Let's take a look at modern-day politics. The world of politics is full of people who want to gain power by aligning themselves with people who already hold power. This is similar to the instance in Shakespeare's play Macbeth, when Lady Macbeth convinces Thane Macbeth to murder King Duncan, which would result in Macbeth taking over the position. She does this in a way to make it seem like it was his idea, which helped her to minimize her guilty feelings. Lady Macbeth is then absolutely necessary to the king because she knows the truth of the murder. This gives her the opportunity to essentially rule the kingdom by controlling his actions. All about appearances. Gaining respect as a leader is more about their image and reputation rather than their ideas and goals. For example, a marvelous painter who is known to be a scam artist won't get clients, but an average painter who has a good reputation for service will bring in more business. To be seen with respect, you must act as if you deserve respect. You also must try to look as if you don't work very hard to be as powerful as you are. However, this needs to be done without cultivating envy from your followers. If you act unpredictable, it is possible to also gain respect in that way. Though this is more of fearful respect because your followers won't be able to predict your next move. If a businessman is trying to acquire something from a competitor, it would be smart for him to gain trust by appearing to be honest and relentless. To do this properly, the businessman would have to act as if he is deserving of the power he holds by upholding policies in accordance with his morals about honesty, as well as hold his team to high standards when it comes to their level of persistence. By doing this, the businessman will have won his competitor over with his image of honesty. His competitor would feel safe with collaboration. By appearing relentless, the businessman's image would scare the competitor away, as they would naturally expect the businessman to find another way to scrape them off the market if they didn't follow through and negotiate a deal. The businessman would also benefit from being unpredictable during the negotiation. It would intimidate the competitor and lead to advantages for the businessman in regards to the deal. How to practice selective honesty. To gain power, you don't need to be honest. Actually, leaders can gain power by practicing selective honesty. People looking to gain power should make themselves appear more ignorant than the people they are targeting. This is so that their targets feel in control and on top, even though they're being manipulated. If you play nice and make friends with your target, you will make your target feel more comfortable, which will allow them to open up, and in turn, this will benefit you. It's common knowledge that in the world of business and politics, honesty is scarce. But there are times when you must be honest, such as when it is in regards to legal documents and contracts. If you are not, it could result in some serious criminal charges. An example of practicing selective honesty is a businesswoman who is honest in her contract, but consciously chooses to omit the fact that she is working for a competitor company as well. This omitted fact would allow her to help one of the two companies grow or plan to take over leadership at one or the other. Another tip is to appear new to the field in which you're in. This helps people to trust you more. The power of secrecy. If you decide to leave your position of power or even just take a small absence, it could benefit your overall standing. That's because this smart move emphasizes your confidence and dependency as a person and a leader. However, to make this successful, you must continue to appear mysterious and unpredictable by not stating your motives or intentions. A good example of an efficient exit is if a public official decided to take a family vacation during a time when he thought his employees would be successful working on their own. However, if he is as powerful as he hopes to be seen, his employees will be lost without him during the process. This benefits the official because if ever the time comes that he's being pushed to leave his position, his employees would fight to keep him because they could not imagine not having him involved in their processes. Properly timed decisions to maximize results. Exercising power at an improper time can be detrimental to your overall success as a dominant figure. But if you exercise power at the right time, you can benefit greatly. You can think of the right timing in two different ways. The first is asserting dominance on the right day, hour, or week. The second is asserting dominance without avoiding hesitation or without hurrying. It's important to know when you have reached a victory. When you do, you need to stop what you're doing or else your victory could easily be reversed. When it comes to the business world, decision-making needs to be done in a timely manner. The art of timing can make or break a company. For example, when hiring an employee, you must make sure it is the proper time. At the right time, it could help the company be more efficient and forward productivity. However, at the wrong time, it could shake up a team's flow and cause major internal issues. Always be adaptable. If a person is adaptable, they will be able to be whatever they need to be at a certain time within a variety of situations. This can be very beneficial if you're looking to gain power. To be adaptable, you must be able to be spontaneous, aggressive, and ruthless, but also be able to be logical, practical, and slow-moving. One of the biggest strategies that require a great amount of adaptability is the loss of power. A leader must be able to accept this loss properly in order to rise up again with their followers and retake what is theirs. An example of this lies in a political campaign. A politician might start the campaign with a loyal group of followers, but decide to break ties with them in order to stand out from the other candidates. Later in the campaign, the politician may go back to their followers once again to gain their votes. Strategies to benefit the powerful. In order to gain power, you must utilize multiple strategies that will help you to upset the people that are more powerful than you. Mirroring your competition allows you to hide your true intentions. Also, a powerful strategist should appear calm when an opponent is angry. This will make their opponent seem irrational and wild, when the strategist is essentially doing nothing to force those opinions. Everyone has a weakness to expose. The trick for the strategist is to find the weakness of their opponent and expose it to the world. In regards to politics, it is not uncommon for a strategist to mimic their opponent's tone and ideas. This helps the strategist to stay on the same ground as their opponent. A politician could also play the money game by offering an opponent's supporting organization more money to support their campaign instead. This would shake up their opponent's campaign and make them redesign their strategy. You must remember to act without hesitation in order to remain powerful and instill fear in competitors. The resources that you have must always be put towards a focus rather than spread broadly. For example, in the business world, a company may put out a product to its consumers in one niche market rather than categorizing it in several markets. Every competitor you encounter has their own strengths and their own weaknesses, so each attack that you perform should be keyed toward your specific target. To gain power, it is better to act rather than sit and argue. Actions speak louder than words. After you defeat your competitor, you should not leave them alone. Either you must gain their allegiance or destroy their legacy completely. If you don't, you risk the chance of having them come back to you for revenge. Your followers. Having an emotional and entertaining appeal rather than just logical ideas will help you to gain followers and keep them. You can think of your followers as an audience that wants their fantasies to be turned into realities. In the world of power, Any attention is good attention. Many people like reading magazines with negative headlines and buzzworthy news because often they shine a light on the corrupt politics of the elite, which is a long-believed fantasy that they want to be fulfilled. When you're in power, it's important to remember that people don't usually like change. Too much of it can make them feel threatened, and if they feel threatened, you will lose their interest. Get others to do your work. You will not gain power by accepting favors. However, you can gain it by giving out favors with expected repayment. If you're generous with your money, you will gain followers, and those followers can then perform tasks that the leader should not be seen doing. An example of this strategy is an investor who spends her money on others but will not accept gifts. The investor demonstrates their wealth and appears to be fully independent, though in secret, the investor utilizes their assistants, who they pay, to do tasks that they don't want to do, in order to appear to the public as an effortless leader. The main takeaway. In order to gain power, leaders must focus on the relationships between them, their competitors, and their followers. They must be manipulative, unpredictable, adaptable, and practice selective honesty to remain in control and on top. Leaders must appeal to their followers' greatest fantasies, beat the competition, and cultivate their relationships using a variety of strategies.